Hey everybody, how are you? Happy Sunday. I'm going to give Facebook a little bit of time to let people know that I am online. I haven't done this in a long time. I remember when I first started doing Facebook Live videos and had a lot of fun doing it because I did it to music, and I'm like, why don't I just go back to what I absolutely love? So yeah, I just want to jam out, right? But I used to love coming on here, and we would get on here, and it was me and my girlfriend Kamika at the time, and we would get on live and we would just have a blast. So I am excited to be here with you. Can you guys hear that? Can you just like jam out? Jam out. I don't know if that's it, but just I love to dance. So music and everything just makes me happy. It makes me happy. So I'm going back to the things that make me happy. But more importantly, how are you guys today? How are you guys doing on this beautiful Sunday? Who do we have here with me today? I know I normally don't go live on Sunday, but if you are joining me today, Sunday, I'll make sure you can hear me too. So make sure that you just let me know. But if this is your first time seeing me live and not on a Girl Ask Me Anything night on Monday nights, but if this is your first time seeing me live, just say hello. Let me know that you're here. For those of you that have just come out of church, or for those of you that went to church yesterday and you're just busy getting your life together for the week, I'm grateful. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me for a little bit. So while I wait on the magic of Facebook to get together, I'm going to share this. I'm going to share it because I got something to share with you today. Let me know that you're here. Hey, Chris. Hello, my friend. Come on and join me live. All right, let me get this together here. I wanted to share something with you. Life experiences are good. Life experiences are really, really good. And every single thing that we go through in life is to teach us. Sometimes we wonder, what in the world is going on? Like, how can this possibly be happening? Whether we are, working and striving for something that we really, really want, or we are just asking questions and things just don't seem to be coming together. Have you ever been there? Well, I have. Today I had the amazing experience to see the close of a life well lived. And typically, it's always very sad occasions when people mourn the loss of someone that they love, but it's also something to reflect on because, when we look at our lives, we want to make sure that we are living, or say we want to make sure, but I want to live a very well-meaning life, a very intentional life. And so a lot of the people that I hang out with, a lot of the people that, I surround myself with, a lot of the people that, some of you on here are, you want to live a very well-meaning life. You want your life to mean something. And to see that today, even in, in joy, there's sadness, or in sadness, there's joy. There's always something that we can learn and pick up, but there's always a fight too. There's something that we are made to do, that we are charged up to do. And so I'm talking about go fight, win today. I was never a cheerleader. My dad, when I went to 7th grade, I went to private school all my life. And when hey Tabitha, hey Donna, thanks for joining, guys. When I went to 7th grade, it was like my first and only year in public school. And I wanted to try out for the cheerleading team. And my dad, he's just very, very conservative Christian. And as soon as he found out that I was, I was in there practicing and I was getting it too, getting it. And he snatched me out of public school so quick it threw me right back in private school. So, but there was a cheer. I remember just hearing this, go fight, win, go fight, win. And so, you know, if we are to, if we cherish our days and we understand that we don't know when today's going to be our last day, but the one thing that we do have the opportunity to do right now is to live today. And so, but there's some grit and some grind sometimes that we have to, we've got to put in there, because that's just the way that this life is. That's the way that this life is. And, a couple weeks ago, I was talking about burnout. I was talking about, just my own personal story of going through it. And I spent a lot of time just grinding and grinding and grinding and being very stoic and keeping everything together, very exacting, crossing every T, dotting every I, making sure that I showed up every single time and that no one would have a story that they could tell about me not handling my business. And I shared what it cost me. What it cost me. And I also shared the journey that I have been on, through as that's taken place. Hey, Pastor Mark, thanks for joining me, my friend. I appreciate you so incredibly much. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize you guys were here. Hello, hello. Chris says hello, good evening. Chris, you're in Florida. Let me move this out of the way so I can honor the people that are joining me tonight. Thanks for joining. Or today, it's still afternoon here in Southern Cal. Anyway, so I shared a little bit about where I was and what I went through and how I've come out on the other side, and just a lot of gratitude for the lessons throughout the entire thing. I talked about, your starting point, talked about investing in yourself. We, talked about what it looks like to, what growth looks like, after we've been through a storm, what that looks like. We talked about just a lot of different things. So if you guys didn't get a chance to check out my lives, if you're not a part of the Girl Ask Me Anything community, I highly recommend that you join that. Or, you can scroll down on my page. They're still up there for a little bit longer, but if you want to hear some really awesome stories, some very intimate stories from different women who have experienced and come through burnout, check them out. They're not going to be up there for much longer, but you might want to check them out, because people were very, 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 very transparent, and that's not an easy thing to do. Let's see here. Mark says hello to Chris. Mark, men too. Okay, so here's the thing. There's stories from women. However, you guys can learn a whole lot, because I know for a fact that men experience burnout as well. So, again, you can feel free to scroll down a little bit further, but don't do that right now, because I want to share with you what I want to share with you now. And this can help you and take you throughout this week. We have to fight for what we want. And sometimes fighting doesn't always look like, two hands up, swinging and popping and doing all that stuff. Sometimes fighting can look like dropping down on your knees and praying. Sometimes fighting can look like just having that will that you're not going to quit no matter what. Sometimes fighting can look like staying still. Fighting could look like different people fight different ways. Different people fight different ways. Mark says, could learn a lot, but women might feel uncomfortable with men there. That is true. And, but Mark, feel free. They're videos. You guys can watch them. You guys can watch them until I take them down. Then they're only going to be available in the Stay the Course community. So fighting can look a different way. And when we look at life and what the end of our life could look like, I mean, no one knows when we're going to take our last breath. But if we, just bear with me a little bit. It might seem a little bit morbid to some. But if I ask you the question, if you had to plan how you wanted people to celebrate your life tomorrow, if today was your very last day, what would that look like? What would you want them to do? What would you want them to say? What would you want your children, if you have them, to say about you? What would you want your work colleagues to say about you? Living a meaningful life. There's a verse in the Bible that says, God teaches us to number our days so that we can essentially have wisdom, and utilizing wisdom, knowing that this life is very short. It can be gone just like that. And while we are here, we have a responsibility to go, to fight, and to win. So even people with talent, or who lack talent, and people that fail to cultivate any type of positive qualities within themselves, or what they are doing and who they are, they can have a tenacious spirit. You and I both know people who may not be they may not be of a faith background per se, but they're hungry. They're hungry. They want to win. They're tenacious. They persevere. They hit every single wall, and they keep running and running and running towards that same wall until they either go over it, go around it, or go through it. I mean, each of us knows somebody who we would say, "Oh wow, they really are tenacious. They've been able to cultivate that spirit and possess that spirit of like the go with itness." I'm making up words today. The go with itness to go forward, right? But is that the way that fights are won? Is that the way that, whatever your goals or dreams or aspirations are, they're won? Some people might say that it's in the hustle. It's in the hustle. I thought that. I believed that. I believed that, if I just kept grinding, and if I kept doing, and if I kept just, as my godmother would say, keep my nose to the grindstone. Don't look that way. Don't look that way. Just keep moving forward. And you hustle and hustle and hustle until you achieve. And in my case, I burned out. But what does it mean to live a life of meaning? Let's see here. Chris says, I want them to say that he made a difference and changed people's lives and inspired me to be the best version of me. Chris, I 100% agree with that. I would love for people to be able to say that about my life. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that people would say that about your life because of the steps that you're taking, and, what you are doing with what you've been given. Haven't you seen and heard where people might say things that we want to be known? I'll put it like that. We want to be known for being a difference maker. Mark says, staying still and maintaining position. I love that. Fight. That's how we can fight. Absolutely. But in that well-meaning life, right? In that, as we're going through this, the tenacity, the that person that finishes the race. What does being tenacious mean? What does that look like in your life? If we're going to be, cheering, hey, go fight, win, go fight, win. We see people do it for their sports teams. But when we look at our lives, what does being tenacious mean? Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Sherry. Thanks for joining me, ladies. Everyone that's here. Susan, thank you so much for joining me. What does tenacious mean to you? What does it mean to you? I want to see some of your comments. What does having tenacity in your life look like? Well, I'm going to share with you three things that I have found what it means to be tenacious. Being tenacious means giving all that you have, not more than you have. Giving all that you have and not more than you have. Some people will mistake being tenacious, or they'll mistakenly believe that being tenacious, it demands from them more than they have to offer. See, I believe that each and every one of us is fully equipped. God created us and we are fully equipped, and we have everything that we need inside of us to win. No matter the challenge, no matter the obstacle, no matter whatever it is, we each one of us have been created with everything that we need inside of us. As a matter of fact, I have a sign over here on my desk that says proceed as if success is inevitable. No matter if I don't believe it, if I'm low on faith, proceed, that means move as if success is inevitable. Now, success, of course, to different people is relative. Everyone has their own version of what success looks like. But it doesn't require me to give more than I have to offer. As a result, people will not push themselves because they think that they have to give more than what they have. They want to reserve that little bit for themselves. And when we are to be tenacious, it means that we are required to give 100%. Now, it's hard to give 100% if you don't know what your 100% is. It's hard to give it 100% if you don't know what your 20% is. We don't operate at full capacity. We don't. We might think that we are, but we don't. We don't. We'll stop when we get tired, as opposed to stopping when we're done. And when we're being tenacious, it requires us to give all. It requires us to give up 100%. Let's see here. Being tenacious, knowing what you want, Chris says, always pursuing it no matter what challenges appear, to keep on growing. To keep on growing. I love it. What else? What do you guys think? What else does tenacious mean to you in your life? What does that look like? So, the first point, what being tenacious means, to go fight and win, go to the very end. It means that giving all that you have, not more than you have. I love it. I've got the guys on today. Pastor Mark says, giving all I should, I think, not all that I have or more than I have. The real deal. Burnout happened when I saved nothing for myself or my family. Oh my gosh. Isn't that something? How we can just pour outward. We can pour outward, but it begins here. It begins here with you and with me. So point number 2, what does tenacious mean? Being tenacious means working with determination, not waiting on destiny. Working with determination and not waiting on destiny. I've often heard my mentors say, hope is not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy. We can hope for this and hope For that, we can, but until you go to the gym and do the work, you're not going to lose the weight. Until you can believe of yourself that you have the ability, you will not be able to go and become. Working with determination and not destiny. What does that look like? For me in my life, it's watching my kid, who's not a kid, he's an adult, but watching him, hearing in the middle of the night him practicing. I mean, he's stomping on my floors and doing all kinds of things as he's trying to perfect his body in his craft and doing the things that he does. There's a hunger and there's a desire and there's a drive. It's not waiting. It's not waiting until the opportunity comes. It's walking and stepping in faith and believing that as I proceed, as we proceed, that success will come, whatever success looks like for you and I. There's a dogged determination that we have to have. The third thing is that we stop when the job is done, not when we get tired. When we look at the team as a whole, when I look at the team of my family, when I look at my team on my job, when I look at my team and my inner circle and the people that I keep around me, everyone, all tides rise when everyone is engaged, when everyone is moving forward, when everyone is working in the same direction, and we don't quit until we are done, not when we get tired of trying. If you want to win, we play till the last second. We live full out. We experience life. We create moments. We do the things that we need to do. We become the person that we need to become so that we can live a meaningful life. There's a verse in the Bible that has really just, it hit me in a different way over the past month now. That, sometimes I can read, and when you're ready for different things, things will hit you differently. And it's the one that talks about leaving a legacy for my children's children. Leaving a legacy for my children's children. I had to make the decision to become the woman that I need to become, because the circle of confusion, the circle of destruction, the circle of living life a certain way, whether it was lacking of confidence, lack of self-esteem, lack of positive influence, I had to stop the destructive circles and the generational curses, I should say, that I've experienced in my life from my daughter. Take that very seriously. Same thing from my son. Take that very, very, very seriously. But in doing that, I had to become the person that I need to become, that I was created to be, so that they could win and so that their children can win. No longer thinking that, hey, I'm going to, we'll change later. We'll do it later. We're too busy. It's just I'm too tired. I'm too exhausted. I promise you, I will never forget the day that my son came home and I had been on the couch and I was just in this state of, the anxiety had become overwhelming. The pressure had become overwhelming. I did not know how to fix where I was. And he came home and he said, Mom, you're going to get up and we're going to get out of here. We're going to get out of here. And his determination, you guys, I don't know if you guys saw the video, but the video's down here. I interviewed my son and how he saw me as I was going through this phase. and what he's taken from that and what he's using it for in his own life. But he believed enough in me when he saw me in this place to say, no, 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 no. Get up, stand up, let's go. Sometimes it takes the belief of other people in order for you to get the wind under your wings so that you can fly again, so that you can go, so that you can fight, and so that you can win. I only talk from the stuff that I've lived. I only talk from the stuff that I know. It's not textbook, it's not theory. It is very, very real. And the success that you have in life is wholly determined on who you are. It's not what you do. It's not what you have. It is determined by who you are and the meaning that you have brought into the lives of other people. That's it. That's it. If we don't become, if we don't be, if we continue to hang on to the same old habits, the same old thoughts, the same old mindset, the same old perceptions, the same old beliefs, what will people say about you when you take your last breath? It's not something that we often want to think about, but it's a very real reality. So I want to encourage you to go. I want to encourage you to fight. And I want to encourage you to win. Because today is all that we have. So it's a Sunday. Again, I typically don't do this on Sundays, but I'm glad that I was inspired to, because no longer will I continue just to operate. I am determined to stay the course. I'm determined. And I hope that you are determined to stay the course in your life as well. And you are never too old to make a new change. You're never too old for a new beginning. Listen to this. Life is a series of experiences. The quality of those experiences determine the quality of your life. What quality of life do you want to have? It's simple, but it's not easy. But we always have the choice. We always have the choice. Chris says, that is tenacity. Yeah, when you give your all and it's all that you have to give, Chris, I truly believe there's blessings in that. Truly believe there's blessings in that. I love this. He says, be the person you were made to become, and that will form your legacy. Make it happen. Yes, we're both challenging you. Make it happen. No excuses. No excuses. And it doesn't have to be anything big. There's a lot of people that are planning for 2019. They've already given up on 2018. The holidays are here. Christmas lasts the whole month for some people. This is a very, very challenging and difficult time of the year for some. And there are going to be a lot of people that are out there that are milking this time. I mean, just wasting the time away, as opposed to taking it and saying, you know what? If I'm granted another day, I'm going to fill in the blank. Some people are already, they're looking past 2018, and they're already into January 2019. And the statistics show that most people who will set a New Year's resolution within what, 6 weeks, maybe it will already be, they would have already not met it. And so they quit. I can tell you at the beginning of 2018, I made several promises to myself. I'll say that, several promises, but there was one that I committed to, and it's simple, but to me, it was a really big deal. That promise that I made, that I was going to keep the promises that I make to myself. As a mom, it's so easy to get focused on everything that I've got to do outside of me, whether it's for the kids, whether it's for my job, whether it's for the house, whether it's for, building it. It's so easy to just forget about who I am sometimes. And this year I said, you know what? I'm going to keep the promises that I make to myself. And as I've been looking back over all these months and seeing the growth and seeing just where I have come all this year, it's the one thing that has truly just meant so much in keeping the promise to myself that I would grow and I would stay intentional and I would stay committed to becoming better. What promises are you making to yourself? What promises have you said that you were going to do? What words have you let slip out of your mouth and then you maybe quickly canceled out by some other behavior? 2018 is almost done. Hey, Laura. Hi, Beverly. Thanks for joining me, guys. 2018 is almost done. 2019 is going to show up sooner than we ever imagined. What are you going for? What are you going to fight for? What experiences are you going to create? What quality will they have? What quality of life do you want to have? What do you want to win? That's what's on my mind today. That's it. That's what's on my mind today. And I'm grateful that it could have been different. It could have been different. But I'm grateful that it is what it is today. So, hey Mark, thanks for stopping by, my friend. For everyone that took the time to watch and just listen to what I had to say, I challenge you. Success takes all of you. Success takes every bit of you. And before anything, you got to be. Before you can go, you got to be who you were meant to be, so that you can create those quality experiences and the quality of life that you want to have. So I challenge you. Laura says, hi, Desiree. I'm reminded of the promises that I made to myself. Absolutely, Laura. Keep them, work at them with everything that you've got, because they matter. They matter. Oh, so I couldn't help myself. I had to jump on today. Probably going to see a lot more of me all this month. Just from here on out, I'm riding into 2019, and I challenge you to ride into 2019 with the dogged determination that you're going to win, and you're going to grow yourself, and you're going to invest in yourself, and you are going to stay the course until you have the success that you want, because it's going to take all of who you are. It definitely will. I invite you again to join the Stay the Course community, join the the program that is open now. I would love to have you. We've got some amazing women from around the country, around the world, who are going to, they're going to stay the course. They're staying the course. They've made the decision to stay the course and to proceed in becoming who they need to become to gain the success that they want. So I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow night on Girl Ask Me Anything Live. Okay? Have a wonderful Sunday. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.